Hey guys, welcome back to the Drone Camps channel. I'm Justin Davis and I'm here today to help you pick out your first set of FPV goggles. If you're just getting into this is the right video to watch. I've been doing FPV and into FPV and building FPV aerial rigs since 2006, starting out with single rotor helicopters all the way up through the drone racing craze. And I'm here to help you navigate the jungle of the internet to pick out the first pair, your very first pair. Now each of these different goggles do different things, so I'm here to help you pick the ones that are right for you. Now let's go ahead and get started with some basics of picking out your first set of goggles. Most importantly, find something that has diversity on it, meaning two antennas like you see here, patch antenna on the left and a right-hand circular polarized antenna on the right. Also, something with a fan is really nice because it does defog the inside of the lenses if you get moisture or you're sweating during the summer, and you want to have easily accessible buttons on top of your goggles, something you can feel while you're inside the goggles. Also, a DVR record button is really nice. If you have a DVR built into it with something like the HD3s right here have the micro SD card support, you can record your videos. Also, picking out a module that has some type of auto scan feature is really nice. I can navigate through these menus with the push buttons on the side of this Laforge module, and I can do an auto search for the channel that I'm on. Now also, your analog record button up on the front of these HD3s is really nice. Once I start and I press record there, you can see the red light flash, and that lets me know I'm recording a video. Now, a lot of these goggles will accept a 3S battery, and you just have to check the voltage rating on your battery module and your goggles to make sure it won't burn up your goggles. I use a 3S 1500 and that seems to get me the best amount of usage time. Now if you're going to upgrade a 3S battery, make sure you choose the barrel connector that fits Fatshark. That's really important because the original 2S battery, it is a nice battery. It has a nice LED display on the side, and you can plug it into the fan unlike the 3S battery, but the original one just doesn't seem to last quite as long as a 3S battery. Now another important thing to consider is interpupillary distance adjustment. These are the two tabs right here on the bottom of the Fatshark HD2s and HD3s that will allow interpupillary distance adjustment. This will let you get the best focus on your screen for your particular eyes. You can also use diopters in Fatshark HD3s and 2s. Now before you buy some goggles, make sure that the straps are going to feel good on your head. I usually tell people to go out and try on a pair of goggles at the field. Also, you want something that's interchangeable. It's nice that you can replace your strap. So on the Fatshark HD2s and 3s, you can switch them out because you can put third-party straps on these goggles and replace your old ratty ones, which is really nice. Now when you're buying antennas, make sure you buy two of the right polarization. This is right-hand circular polarized for my SpiroNet patch antenna, and I have a right-hand circular polarized cloverleaf antenna to match up with it. Now the same thing applies to your race quad. You have to pick out the antenna that's going to match up with your goggles. Right-hand circular polarized or a left-hand circular polarized. That way you'll get the best signal and you'll be good to go. Now an alternative from the Laforge module that you saw earlier with diversity on my HD3s, there's also the Furious FPV True-D module. This one goes on one side of the goggles and it doesn't have to stretch across the entire set of your goggles. So if you have something that really won't support a plug-in on the left-hand side, you can use something like this to get diversity on your goggles. This is a pretty nice setup, and I'll show you a little bit later how these work out. The buttons on this is really nice, standard plugins on the back, and it has a really nice form-fitting factor for my HD3s. On the left hand, I have my HD3s and HD2s over here on this side, and you notice this bay is empty. They do not come with a module, so HD2s or HD3, you have to buy a module. Now you can get a cheaper module like the one shown up here on the top left of the screen, around $30, or you can get the more expensive ones like the True-D here that I'm plugging in. These are going to be closer to the $70 to $100 range, maybe even topping above $100. But this is going to be a really nice addition to your goggles. It's going to give you diversity, it's going to give you easy to search menus, and it's going to give you the best overall quality signal back to your goggles, meaning less interference and distortion for your video feed. But honestly, either way you go, True-D or Laforge, you're going to have a really nice experience with either of these diversity modules will do the job. Now I'll just go ahead and plug in this Furious FPV True-D module for you and show you the screen. It is really slick. It's flickering a little bit, but you can see there's C1, that's the band and the channel that I'm on. I also have inside menus I can go through, and I can select through channels. I can do an auto search like you see here, so it'll scan all the channels really quickly and find out what channel my quad is on, and then I can let other people know at the field. Be sure to not plug in your quad when you first get to the field unless you consult with other people first. Now, depending on which style you like, this one is more compact, so it's going to be on the right hand side, like I said, having both your antennas there, versus the Laforge, you're going to have them spread across your goggles. That might give you a better signal, or it might not. I'm just not sure. I've tested both of these and both of them work absolutely awesome. So either way you go, you're going to be good with either one of these types of modules. Now also guys, let's talk about antennas. Like I was saying before, you have to match up your antennas on your goggles to your quad. You want to make sure that you get right hand circular polarized patch antenna and a clover leaf. If you look on the back of this patch antenna, you'll see 5.8 gigahertz right hand circular polarized right there and 8 dBi. And we also have right hand circular polarized on this one as well. So both of these match up, and you have to look at the connectors on there also. We'll try to give you a little readout on the screen right here. It gives you an idea of what these connectors are all about. SMA versus RP-SMA is going to be very important when you're ordering these antennas so that you get the right ones for your goggles. Now my favorite in this top 5 absolutely has to be the HD3s. I just upgraded to these and I'm going to tell you about some of the features that I do like. The only bad thing about them is you can only use that 2S battery for the fan right here, but using my 3S battery I still have all the same options minus the fan. I have the DVR in there and I have a really nice faceplate on this one. It's connected, it has an interchangeable strap on here, and it has a foam that you can take on and off. You can change this foam out just by peeling it back. There's a little Velcro piece just underneath this piece of foam that allows me to peel this back. If it gets a little bit dirty, I usually switch these out every 2 to 3 months because they get quite dirty over time and they can start giving you problems with your face. You'll get acne from it actually. You also get a little cleaning lens option in there. With these you get some extra cables like an HDMI, and you get some video out cables. You also get a right hand bay cover on there if you're not using diversity, and they give you some nice packages of different HDMI converters on there as well, so it's a pretty complete package. Now on the bottom of the HD3s you do have some different options. You do have a switch between video view, you have a headphone jack, and you have an HDMI port right there, which is really nice. These are your adjustments for your pupillary distance, and you have a little data link cable over here, which is really nice. Now you also get a really nice case with your HD3s. This is the case that comes with it. It keeps your lenses out of the sun. This is really important. They have a little sticker inside here that tells you to keep your lenses out of direct sunlight. You will get spots actually on your video that will never go away inside your screen, so they're very sensitive to light. So you want to keep these in your Fatshark case. They don't really fit in there very well with the diversity antennas on there, but if you're at the field, just keep them in there just like this to keep the direct sunlight off of your lenses. And if you're going to travel, you can take your antennas off just like this and zip up the case, put it inside your backpack, and you're good to go. Now some people can't decide which ones to get, the HD2s or the HD3s. Well, these are my HD2s and I used them for over 2 years and they were good goggles, but some people say they have a little bit of a blur effect on the edges of the lenses, so that's something to keep in mind. You can put the diopter inserts in there and that should help with that problem if you're seeing that bit of blurry edge on there. This one also has the fan and that plug in there. It also has DVR, but my foam on these wasn't removable like the other ones. They do have a 50-degree viewing angle on this one. With the HD3s you have 42-degree viewing angle, and originally these cost me around the $500 range, so they're not much cheaper. They might have gone down in price by now, but this is going to be an alternative to the HD3s. I would go with the HD3s if I were you. Now here's a little bird's eye view of the HD2s and the HD3s right there, and you can see some differences between the two. I don't have that extra module in, but look at this really closely. Everything's labeled here. Display and control here, channel, volume, analog, and record here, and here it's not. So I always forgot which button actually started my recording or getting into my viewing to be able to see what's on my micro SD card. I was having a hard time figuring out which button it was that I was getting back into those menus with. So having it all labeled on the HD3s is just also really nice. I'll give you another view of both of the different lens viewing options on both. Looks like the original HD2s had a little thicker and better protection for sun. The next set of goggles in this top 5 are the DJI goggles. Now these are only for DJI drones. These have a really nice resolution inside, adjustable band on the back, and you can flip up the top band and be able to look around while you're flying line of sight, which is nice. They flip up and down. Now the band I feel like is kind of heavy, but it's cool that it has touchscreen on the side, and it does have an LED display for the battery on the side, as well as a speaker there. You have an LED display for your battery level as well, and your connection status. If you lift up this little panel right here, you have your battery charging port, which is micro USB. Now these goggles are 1080p resolution, and they do have an adjustable band on there like I'm showing you here, but they are kind of awkward to me to adjust. Now on the very bottom, you can see the function and the back button there, and your LED status for connection. Your interpupillary distance adjuster is there as well. But then again, these are only for DJI drones, so keep that in mind if you go to buy these. But I have to say, the DJI goggles are absolutely outstanding. If that is what you're looking for, the reason that I say these are outstanding for DJI drones in particular is because it lets you frame up your shot and be able to see what you're doing. That is the biggest difference between trying to see your smartphone or a video monitor. You're fighting with the sun constantly. And with the DJI goggles, it solves all of that. So if you're a professional photographer and you're not using these, you're missing out big time with not having a first-person view. It just lets you frame up your shot way better, and you don't have to fly with your smartphone. With the Mavic, you can actually fly with these and put your smartphone in your pocket. So these are a big win for DJI users. Now next up in this list are the Aomway Commanders, and they're an absolute Fatshark competitor. I did a review on these earlier versus my HD2s from Fatshark, and they have all the same type of features. They have a micro SD port for DVR. You have adjustable interpupillary distance for your viewing screens, and you have a lot of the same features on here. They are also running 5.8. They already have diversity on them. They already come with antennas, and this is kind of amazing because you get all of this for under $300 for the Aomway. You can go into the menus, you can review and replay your recorded videos, and you can go back and delete, or you can record new videos right on the top of the goggles, just like the HD2s and the HD3s. They also come with extra cables, they come with an extra foam plate, and they come with a case. So they're a really nice resolution on these as well. They're 854 pixels by 480 pixels wide. Right here you can see the Aomway Commander version 1 on the left, and you can see the HD2 version 2 right there. The Aomway Commanders are in 16:9 view, and the HD2 V2s are actually 4:3s. So they're a little different viewing angles on both of these, and it depends on your piloting style, whether you like that super widescreen 16:9 view or you like that standard television look. But either goggles, it looks like you're looking at a 40-inch flat screen here. Now it is cool in the box that you do get a patch antenna with these, and you get that regular sort of dipole antenna, and that's okay, that's acceptable. You can upgrade that to a clover leaf later. The strap on here is okay. It's not quite as good as the Fatshark's, but you do get a converter on here, so you can convert from 2S to a 3S battery. If you look right here, you see 2S and 3S right there. I can plug in a Fatshark battery that is going to be compatible, or I can use my other 3S 1500 battery that I have sitting to the side. And the Commanders actually do have a built-in HDMI port right there and a built-in fan on the bottom. So you have pretty much all the same type of features as you have on Fatshark, and you have that data link over there on the left-hand side. Also, like I showed you before, the foam is interchangeable on these as well. So they put Velcro foam backing on this. You can see it kind of came off there, but you can pull this foam off and replace it without having to tear up the entire setup you have going here. So that's really nice. They have a replaceable foam on the Aomway Commanders as well, so just like the HD3s have. So with all these features packed into the Aomway Commanders, this version 1 set of goggles, 3D or 2D, these are a real competitor to the HD2s and the HD3s. So if you want a little something cheaper, but you still have a really high resolution, HD, DVR, diversity, everything is in this package, which is super awesome. So these rate really, really high on my list in my top 5. Now my next set of goggles in this top 5 is the SE version of the HeadPlay goggles. These are very popular with a lot of people. These are the box style goggles, and you can use a 4S battery on these, which is kind of amazing. They also have the highest resolution of any goggles that I'm showing here, with a 1280 by 600 pixel screen. Very, very nice, huge screen in here. This is a 7-inch screen. It also came with a DVR add-on, so you're going to have to add on the DVR option there, but you can look on the top of the goggles there, and you can see that channel switch up there. You can also do auto scan, and it does support an XT60 connect on there as well. Now, if you watch my review on the HeadPlay SEs, one of my biggest beasts with this setup is that with the DVR, you have to switch back and forth from aux 2 to aux 1, because when you're flying with these, you cannot watch aux 2 while you're in the DVR record mode at the same time. There is a lot of lag on that, so you're going to have to set up your DVR, press record, and then you're going to have to switch back over to aux 1 because that regular aux 2 channel is just terribly laggy. It's going to make you crash. And so here you can see the aux 2 channel, and you can see that I'm recording. Once you have that set up, switch over to aux 1 and you'll be absolutely fine to fly in a real-time type of frame environment. You'll see plenty of real-time and very low latency with these goggles. Now, the SEs also have one of the richest type of menu display. You can go in here and you can change your source from AV1 to AV2. You can change your picture mode, color temp, system settings. You can go change nonlinear, VIF, SSC, overscan, burn mode, and you can go back to factory reset. You can also see what version of this you're using, the firmware that's currently on these goggles. Now, the HeadPlay SEs do have one of the lowest latencies of any goggles out there at 15 milliseconds. That's very fast frame rate coming back to your goggles. So you're going to see very little lag with the HeadPlay's SEs. And they also do give you an optional insert for guys that need glasses. You can insert these into the HeadPlays, and you can change your viewing angle there in or out and adjust the focus. That's a really nice addition from HeadPlay. So these are going to be my top choice for a box style goggles out there on the internet right now. The HeadPlay SEs are a huge favorite in the FPV community, so you cannot go wrong with this set of box goggles. Now, this is a pretty good overview of the goggles, but there's also others out there like the Fatshark Attitude V4s, like you see there on the bottom of the screen. Those are not going to have diversity on them. They do have that built-in module there, but it's replaceable. Also, you have the Fatshark teleporters. They're on the right-hand side of the screen. Those are more of an economy style goggle, so you can start there and go up. So my end advice for you guys is, if you're going to go for any of these types of goggles, make sure that you go for some that are going to last you quite a while. If you do get the HD3s, you're going to be able to resell them later. If you get the DJI goggles, they're a very hot item if you're flying DJI, and you'll absolutely be able to resell them if you decide to. Now, my choice is the HD3s. Those are the most expensive, and also the DJI goggles have an SD port on there, but you can't record your videos from the SD port there, which is kind of a disappointment for the DJI goggles. So my personal choice out of this top 5 is definitely going to be the HD3s. They are, yes, they are the most expensive, but they also are very optional for modules. You can add whatever type of module what you want on here. They do have the fan. They also have easy to access buttons and menus on here, and you have the built-in DVR. Interchangeable straps is also nice, but a very acceptable image resolution at 800 by 600, and they also have those 2 optical displays on there, which is super nice. I just prefer that to the box. And my more economical choice for you, if you decide to get a pair of goggles, is going to be the Aomway Commanders. This is the most valued pack you can possibly get out there, besides going for something high-end like Fatshark. These have everything on them, the DVR, the diversity, and all that good stuff. Interswitchable, changeable foam padding, a very nice package, and a really decent resolution on these, so I can definitely recommend these. But this is the end of our top 5 video, guys. Hopefully this gave you a little better perspective on what to buy and what's out there, and really what I recommend as my top 5. So thanks again for watching, you guys. I'm Justin Davis. I'll see you on the next one.